Hello, this is John again, looking at another code base from Elastic. Last time we looked at Elasticsearch, the Java implementation, and today we're looking at the C#.NET implementation of Elasticsearch. This is fun to compare these two to each other because here in primitive we can actually look at the visual spatial layout of how the project is organized, and I have here in front of me on the menu the Java implementation of Elasticsearch on the left here, and then on the right the .NET implementation. So we can see the two compared side by side, and also the one that's selected currently, the .NET implementation here on the floor. And right away I can just see that it has this this organizational structure that is very consolidated into different categories and clusters. I see right in front of me there's the main directory, the nest directory. I can actually bring it closer here. And here we see branching off from it a variety of other directories. So I can start on this side, trace off to my right. There's document, single, multiple, got mapping. I've got core, search, pipeline, bucket, metric, cat, and then over this way, analysis, query DSL, common options, and then we have cluster, XPack, watcher, common abstractions. And then this was an interesting one. I was just taking a peek inside here on ingest, and we're looking at these pipeline and processor interfaces. What we can do here is we can actually look at where this particular interface is extended and also implemented. And so what I can see here is that this one, I'll do that again, the class is extended in a whole range of classes inside of processors. And then, interestingly, it is also implemented inside of processors, but it's almost the intersecting set of the classes that don't extend that interface. So it was interesting just to discover that just within the first 5 seconds of looking at this code here. I can just see that here in our graphical layout. So that's something cool to look at. And I'd be curious to investigate further as to why it's designed that way. Similarly, I can look at the pipeline. I can see where it's extended and implemented. And then the other one that was interesting was the processor base, extended in a whole set of classes here in processors, and implemented by iProcessor, which we were just looking at. So with this one, I get the sense that it's kind of a base class that extends to a bunch of other classes here in processors and plugins. Anyway, there's lots to look at and discover here in this primitive code visualization of Elasticsearch.NET and Nest. I'd be happy to look at it further. Certainly there is a lot of detail we could go into here. There's plenty of code to look at, so I'd be very interested to do that. It'd be really fun to discover more of how this project is organized and how it really works. So happy to look at that in a future video.